Hello, it is Saturday and we're starting off at Taylor's Farm Shop. I've been for a couple of weeks actually, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to get some treats and some bits and bobs. And I have to replace the pie that I got for Gemma's dad the other week because he didn't get to eat it in the end, we ate it. So I'm going to buy him another one, get some bits in for the weekend, some food and stuff, and we'll catch up. Well, that was a quick 70 quid, oops. It was a little bit busier in there than it normally is, isn't it? First thing in the morning. Anyway, let's get home and catch up. A massive bag of chips. I'm home. I'm just going to start putting some of this stuff that I've bought away. I'll show you through some of the stuff that I got in a minute. The massive bag of chips is a problem because it doesn't really fit in the freezer. Got some spuds though, just what you need after you've bought a massive bag of chips. I basically bought stuff to do a roast tomorrow, so there are some carrots in here. I went a bit lazy on the cabbage. I'll go in the fridge, whoops. Got us some more frozen stuff because the freezer's not full enough already. There's some chicken chunks that we always get. There's the roast that I got. It's a lamb mini roast, easy carve. It looks quite nice. I'm pretty sure we'll probably just finish all that in one go. I got for tonight some picanha steaks, but I'm not sure if Gemma's going to struggle with them or not because she's in the middle of having a root canal done on a tooth that she was having trouble with the other week. But it's going well so far, but she's been a little bit tender. I also got some sticky toffee pud for some point in the future because we haven't had that in a while. That's the one we got from Cartmel, hence why it says Cartmel on it in huge letters. But yeah, Taylor's Farm Shop sells it and it's nice, so I got some. I don't know why I've put that and that alone in the fridge. Gemma's dad, I did promise to get him a pie to replace the pie that he didn't get to eat. And there it is. I also got him a trifle because he really likes trifles. It's just a little one there. So I'm going to put that in the fridge for him. And we'll probably get that to him later. And then I also bought for us 6 pies to go in the freezer. Got 2 chunky steak. I know they're upside down. I got 2 chicken and ham and 2 minted lamb. So they'll just go in the freezer, and we tend to have them on a Monday when Gemma's off work. We have them for lunch, but she won't be able to have them tomorrow, so I didn't want to just get some in and then them go to waste. Tomorrow, it's Monday, it's Sunday tomorrow. She's out then, so but I got some frozen ones that we can just always have in the freezer, and they're ready there for if we're feeling peckish, or I could possibly have them on my day. To bring you up to date with what's been going on around the house, not much to be honest. Well, we didn't post a video last week because we went out for food with family, and all I did around the house was wash the car. Did a little bit of work on the back of the garden. I've cleared off the bushes that were on the fence on the back of the garden just to see what state that's in, and the fence is not in good state all the way across. And just continued breaking stuff down to throw in the bin basically. We do now have an incinerator. I picked that up last week, but I haven't had a chance yet to use it because I need that to be a day when I'm basically at home all day so that I can keep an eye on it when it's cooling off. Last thing I want is a cat getting injured or something like that. So I haven't used it yet. Anyway, I'm going to get this stuff in the fridge and the freezer. Oh, carry on. Well, I'm all done with putting the shopping away. Wasn't super exciting, but it's done. The freezer's full of food now. I'm just up in the office. So people who are regular viewers for the last probably 6 years will know at one point I had a hobby that I haven't really touched on in a while. I'll show you it now. There it is, my old 3D printer. Yeah, it's looking a little dusty now, and I've just given the bed a bit of a clean. And I haven't really touched on this hobby in a while because, well, I haven't had space and I haven't really had anything I wanted to print. I can't actually remember how the menu system works anymore. People who've got like modern printers now will be looking at this like it's the oldest thing in the world. There we go. And now we'll find out whether it still works or not properly. I've basically got something I want to 3D print, so I thought I would get the printer back up and running to see if I can print it. It's just like a card wallet holder thing for my wallet, which I designed myself, so the chances are it won't work first time, but we can certainly give it a try. This is just a little space I've carved out in my office just to run this printer for now, but I am planning on getting another desk here, which will mean I'll have a nice space to put a printer, and in future, maybe, just maybe, I will treat myself to a new printer. technology has moved on a heck of a lot since I bought this somewhat dinosaurish printer. It's an Anycubic i3 Mega S. I upgraded it to the new version. You'll notice it's quite noisy. The dust in this room is horrendous. The fans on it are all starting to sort of give out, like the power supply fan I've replaced once, but it sounds like a tractor when it kicks in now, unfortunately. So it's not the best printer in the world. I don't think it ever was, but it certainly isn't anymore. The bed is starting to warm up now. I really shouldn't be putting my fingers on it, to be honest. The one thing I haven't been able to find is I have some IPA alcohol spray, and I can't find that, so I've cleaned it as best as I can. I'm going to need to level the bed, which I've not done for years, because this doesn't have anything like auto bed leveling or any of that modern technology. So it's a very manual, very sort of semi-old school printer. Yeah, and I just want to print this one thing off, and if I can get that done, then maybe, yeah, I'll try and get back into 3D printing again. Probably more for a sort of after summer type hobby, this, to be honest with you. I did use that printer to print those pin badges up there, which I still got a stock of actually, so if you do see us in the parks, I'll try and remember to take some of these with us when we go places, and just give us a nudge and you can have one of them. There's probably about 30 left. I've given quite a few out. Pop in the comments if you've got one of our only merchandise pin badges. So the fun thing with 3D printing is you have problems and then you make solutions to them, and also often you just make the problem in the first place. But I have this little card wallet that the Gemma got for me, and I do like carrying this instead of a full big clunky leather wallet. But as you can see, if I always have my emergency £20 note there, but I have nowhere to put it. So on my Tinkercad account, I made this little holder that I'm hoping I'll be able to put my wallet into and also some money into, and then I'll have a nice little solution for a problem that I invented because I won't use a leather wallet. So over on my 3D printing software, I've downloaded that model and I've sliced it, which means I've turned it into something that the printer can understand. And now I'm going to try and save it and use the printer to print it out. Well, the first thing I need to do is set the printer up again, because I've not touched it in ages. So I need to level the bed, which means this mechanism here all needs to be nice and level for it to print on. Modern printers will do this automatically. This one is an old printer and therefore it doesn't. Unfortunately, we may get stopped before we even start here, because see this tilt switch here? This is supposed to be the end switch, so when the printer comes along it goes dink and hits that, and you hear it's not beeping, and yeah. Whereas the one at the back works fine. I think I might have a spare one of these, because the printer came with a load of spares. And sure enough, I do have a spare one of these. It looks to be pretty much the same. Let's see if we can swap it out then, shall we? I'll tell you what, getting the thing from under there seems to be proving quite difficult. Although actually, can I not just go... No, apparently something else is... Oh, it's screwed down both sides. How am I getting to that? Well, this got fun. Turns out I couldn't just pull that sensor off. I had to unscrew this metal bit here that sensor's attached to. Well, that had the potential to be very fiddly. You can see the bit that's broke on the one on the right. The black cover came off. I imagine it's probably just got knocked when I've been moving it round, or one of the cats has had a chew at it or something, because this has been sat in the bedroom for quite a while. Anyway, I'll try and get this one wired back in and we'll see if we can print from it. There it goes. All back together again. Right, so I've spun the pins back over and I've released all the motors so I can move things. I can't move it up and down, but I can move these ones back and forth. And what that's basically now got us is when the print head, like if the computer's controlling it and it goes, I want to go home, when it gets to here, beep, it knows that it's home, so it'll stop. There's one, if I push the print back, you'll hear it again. Same again. And there is one under there that controls this up and down. We're just going to have to assume that that one's good for now, because I don't have a spare. And if that one's broken, it's all stop. I either have to get more spares or I have to get a new printer, because I don't really want to put any money into this printer because it's end of life. In the meantime, I have leveled the bed as well, which is just you put a piece of paper on it and then you can still move the head. Test, you can still move the head okay. It's not perfect. This bed has always been slightly bowed out upwards, which means the middle, you can see here, it catches. It'll do for what we're doing here. We're not doing anything particularly precise. One thing I could do with doing is purging out all the print material that's in there, or at least getting it out of there, because I think there's some white PLA in there which I should be able to get out. So if I do this bit here on the printer, it's going to heat the print head up, and as soon as the print head is up to 230 degrees C, yes, it gets that hot, I hit the filament remove button and it'll pull it all out. That's what my print should look like. So this is the map that the printer follows. I've put it with this little raft here because it's not got much to stick to my bed, and my bed's quite old. So that should give it a little bit of extra sticking power. And now it's on the memory card. Meanwhile over here I can now do the filament remove. Beep. Motor kicks in, and the old filament's here, this little straggle here. This will be really brittle because it'll be moist. Yeah, you see it's just broke in my hand. We'll see how we get on. I've left all of this stuff in some silica for the last week. I've got what I could get out of it, and I'm going to try and put this funky purple and pink one in. And that's slowly taken. There's still a load of white in there that I need to purge out first. You can see the printer's now making that spin, not me, and that's the motor that you're getting going, and it stops. And now you can see it's purging. Apologies if you know about 3D printing already. But some people don't know about it and have never tried it, so I thought it'd be interesting to show it off again. When that starts going purple and pink, then we're good. There we go, it's changing colour now. Right, so I think we might have a bit of a problem because it's not pushing the plastic through in this, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. It should be up to temperature, but I'm going to just give it a try and see if it sorts itself out. So over on the software now, we go to print, and there's loads and loads of stuff in here. The wallet clip thing is what I want to print, and I hit print, and it should be more or less up to temperature, this print. Just got to bring the bed up to temperature. So it heats this, and that makes it nice for print, a nice surface for printing on. We'll just see what happens. It's the first print in years. If I don't get it printed off on this printer, I'm not upset. I just thought it'd be better to try and get this printer working for now, and then maybe consider investing in a new printer soon. If you're interested in this as a hobby, these printers start at around 200 quid now. The Bamboo Labs ones are a little bit more expensive, they're a little bit fancy, you can do multicoloured printing and things like that in them. You can see there now it's laying down the basics. Seems alright so far, it's not perfect, doesn't have to be though. Oh yeah, it is making a bit of a mess. I feel like the bed needs a good clean. I'll leave it for a second, and I'll see if I can go and find some IPA to clean this bed properly. So what we want when we're doing a first layer is everything needs to be lovely and smooth. And if you look at what we've got here, we've got a big mess in the middle. This is the fun part of 3D printing. Getting everything working again for the first time. What I'm going to do, because this is the first print I've done in a while, is I'm going to print it on something called a raft. Because I was printing it with a brim, which means around the edge of the print it'll do like a little 5 layers of extra plastic just to give it a nice bed. But if you do a raft, what it does is it prints a base on the ground and then puts the print on top of it. And that's usually a good way of getting around problems with bed adhesion on the first run when you've not used it in a while. Let's try again. I've upped the temperature, cleaned the bed with some glasses cleaner, which I don't think is ideal, but I don't have any IPA, so we'll see how we get on. And as I mentioned, we're now printing on a raft instead of a brim, and you can see it printing this big blob, and it's filling it in with straight lines. And hopefully enough of those straight lines will stick to the bed that it can print the print on top of them. This is going to take about 2.5 hours, so at some point I'm going to have to leave it going and hope it works. And the one thing I should say as well, printing this material, it's not a very easy material to print in. I should have picked one of the plain colour prints materials that I've got. I've got white and black as well, but I had to go for the awkward one. And the fun part of this, of course, will come when it actually has printed, to see if it actually fits. because I measured it myself. My printer's not particularly well calibrated. It is down to the millimetre, so it should fit. But I don't really care, to be honest. I'm just doing it as a little fun side project. If it doesn't fit, I'll adjust it and we'll try again in future. That's the beauty of 3D printing. You get it wrong first time, you just print another one. So I'm going to leave it running, but I don't think it's going to be a good print, because my raft has those stripes on it, which means it's under extruding, as in not enough plastic's coming out at the end of the print head for it to work. But I'm going to leave it running anyway and just see what we end up with. If it looks like it's turning into stringy mush, then I'll stop it and we'll maybe try with a different colour. Or I may change the print head, because the print head might have a clog. So I've left that for a bit now. As I said, I think it might fail. It's not. Something's wrong with the extruding on it. It's not doing a nice neat raft, and that nice neat raft is pretty much telling me that there's something wrong with the print. I'll do some reading and figure out, because I think I know what it is. But it might be that there's something worn out and old on the printer, like one of the springs has started to go on the extruder or something like that. While I was setting the printer up, a letter came through the door. You mentioned the other week that I got a parking fine for a car that I don't own. I contacted them and said, I don't own this car, and they were like, oh, we got your information for the DVLA. So I just got a letter from the DVLA that says I do not own and never have owned that car. So now I'm curious to know where they got my address from. But apparently you can be fussy and push back on it and send them proof of your address and say, where did you get this information from? But yeah, they haven't contacted me since, and it's been over a month. So I imagine they were just fishing for, what's the name? Fishing for money. Like I'm going to pay a fine for a car I don't own. But yeah, that's all that. As far as I'm concerned, that's sorted now. I may scan it, email it to them and say, if you continue to contact me again, it will be ignored, or it will be considered harassment or something. I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of annoying for a little while, to be accused of something that you've not done, and them to just go, yeah, the DVLA have sent us information, which they clearly haven't, because they've just told me that I don't have that car. Anyway, put that behind us. I'm going to go and check the print again in about half an hour. Probably have to stop it because I think it'll have failed. You never know. I've been surprised before. And in the meantime, today's activities, other than that 3D printing, I might go in the garden for a bit. The weather's not great. I did want to do more gardening today because I've made such a good progress on the first couple of videos that you saw. And it's just halted now because the weather's changed again. Apparently it is getting nicer again soon. There will be some bits of today that I can't film. I'm going to go and get my eyes tested, so obviously I can't vlog that. And then we'll probably catch up with you this evening when Gemma's home. I'm just checking out that Steve Cat's about. I don't see him, unfortunately. He's oh, there is a cat out. It's not Cat. It's one of the ginger idiots from over the back. I call them the ginger idiots. They're very cute cats, but one of them's exploring the remnants of my shed. I'll show you what I did with the garden actually on last week's non-vlog. So there's the ginger from over the back. He's got a little brother who comes over and visits. And you can see there I just trimmed, in fact if I come back a bit better, it'll look better. I can just trimmed the ivy over the back there just to get an idea of the scale of the problem with the fences. Those fences are pretty much due to drop. They're kind of held in by that particular ivy and gravity. But yeah, I continued breaking down bits of shed. I've just made one neat pile of wood in the middle there. Thanks to the person who thought I had an issue with my piles. That made me laugh. And I've found I'm going to try and break out all the stuff that isn't like garden waste and wood, and that'll have to go into the bin or to the tip. So not too bad progress. And then down here, the ivy is planted just there in the corner there. And thanks to our other commenter, Muddy Boots, who has a channel. Go and check his channel out. It's about gardens and allotments. It's quite interesting. And he's certainly a better gardener than I am. He did advise me that because we only have a female holly tree, we'll probably not get berries because we'd need a male one as well. However, when I was planting it, I did notice that the neighbour's got a holly tree as well, so you never know, that one might be male. I think they do have to be the same or bloom at the same time. So I think that cat's also just had a poo in my wood pile. Thanks, cat. He's definitely doing that. I've just done business and now I'm digging. Manoeuvre there. Vlogs do seem a bit scatterish and all over the place at the minute because we're still like making sure that Gemma's dad's healthy and getting into appointments and stuff like that, and we still don't have quite as much time as we did for vlogging. But he's good, he's at home, he's coming on in leaps and bounds, back to his old self a bit more now. Still got his treatment to go through, about half of it left I think now. And so far they remain still happy with his progress, so that's great. And he was reading all the comments the other day as well, so he was enjoying reading through them. I think he was going through the Instagram ones the other day because there was hundreds of Instagram comments as well. Everyone who's commented, you're all stars. It was fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm trying to tidy up while I have a look. I don't know why I do these things. So apparently in the next 8 minutes or so there is going to be a partial solar eclipse. I don't think we're going to see it, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? We've had clear skies all week and now there's a solar eclipse. It is very, very cloudy. Apparently you're supposed to be able to see this solar eclipse if you use a colander, and it might be the clouds that's stopping me, but it's not working. Can't see anything. I just to come out to check that these, if anything's happening with these bulbs, which the answer is an absolute no. Probably because something's been digging them up. Wouldn't be surprised if one of them ginger cats had a poo in them. A bit closer look up here now. I raked all this out and cleared it down a bit, and I started to get further back, and there's a big bee. It's going to be death then. And these fence panels are done for. And there's our old picnic bench that'll have to go in the bin. It's a pity really, I could have used that for something if it was still in one piece. It's not actually as bad as I thought it was, to be honest, once we get all this wood out of the way. Oh, there's another big bee. Sorry, big bee. Looks like this is big bee territory now. They must be using this area to hibernate over the winter or something. I don't know if that's what bees do, to be honest. It's like 3 or 4 different big bees I've found. And there's my incinerator, as yet unused. Well, as predicted, it ain't printing very well at all. I'm going to stop it before it fails. This does give me the opportunity to test the measurements. It's not too bad. It might be a little bit tight actually. Can you see? It's got no rigidity at all because it is massively under extruded, which means it's not put enough plastic into the build, which is why it's all squishy. So solutions, there's a little knob around here that you twist in and out, and it was all the way in, and with it all the way in there was no plastic coming out at the end of the print, and now I've pulled it all the way out. It seems to be working a little bit better, but not perfectly. I'm still getting that occasional click. So what we'll do is we'll give this AMZ black PLA. This is a standard black PLA. It's the easiest thing you should be able to print from. We'll give this a whirl. Only trouble with the black PLA is it doesn't look as funky, but it's certainly printing much nicer. Look at that. That's more what I was expecting to see. It's nice and uniform. You can see it even better there. Look, it's super straight and uniform. This should work. Famous last words. Here's Archie. You alright, buddy? Giving himself a wash after just stinking me out. You smelly cat, aren't you? Just had my lunch. Had a big tuna baguette. It was very nice. I'm not too sure where the other 2 cats. They're all hiding. And typically, wouldn't you credit it? It's nice and sunny out there now. Although I don't think we would have still got the eclipse, partial solar eclipse, because it's still cloudy. I've seen one before though, so I'm not too upset. Would have been nice to see another one. Into the back bedroom, and we find a sleepy pixie there. It's a favourite spot to sleep. And I'm not sure where Reggie is, so I just thought I'd come in here and check this print. which so far seems to be doing alright. It ain't perfect, but it'll do. And the only one thing with this print is I've kind of realised that there's a gigantic overhang on the top of it, which might not print very well. That's where it has to print effectively in thinner. You can get away with it with a perfectly calibrated printer, so we're probably doomed. But we'll see what happens. Well, I thought I'd have a nice relax on the couch, and the other one joined me. So I'm going to head off to the opticians in about half an hour or so. So we'll pick up when I get back later, I think. All right, buddy. Who's actually purr? He doesn't purr. He kind of goes, and he was doing that a minute ago because he was enjoying being petted. He's not much of a purrer though. So when you do get a little noise like that out of him, it's all the more rewarding that you know he's really enjoying it. He's also drooling. And before I do go and get my eyes tested, my 3D print finished. And from this side, it looks fantastic. From that side, it's a bit messy. But for a first print in quite a while, I'm actually quite happy with it. It's not too bad at all. There's a lot of... I'll show you. See there? That's where the overhang that I talked about that I thought would probably fail. And unsurprisingly, it has. I should have used some support though. So I can probably very quickly get around that. What I might actually do is reconnect those two sections and not have this whole clip section, because I don't think it's necessary. It's a little overcomplicated. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It actually printed. And the next thing is, does it actually fit my wallet in? That's probably the most important thing. Not quite. I reckon if I just make it ever so slightly bigger, it'll fit just fine. But you can see the whole point of the print. Obviously this base isn't supposed to be on it. In fact, well, it should peel off, but my printer being old, the support materials aren't very good. And the idea is that then instead of having money in a bobble, it just slides into here like that. So you can get the concept. The actual implementation of that concept is a little lacking. Partly because of my design, mostly because of my design, and partly because of my old printer and a few flaws that I've... To be honest, this bit here was never going to work because of this overhang. It was hanging onto nothing, so I'm not surprised that that failed, because the printer would have come off and started printing and come across this way, started printing, and as it started printing, this plastic just drops down, and so much on that side as well. But you know, it's not terrible. It's just a little bit off on the size, and it just needs to be just an ever so slightly bigger. But that's the beauty of 3D printing. I can just take those notes, make it ever so slightly bigger, try again. And the nice thing is, because I've still got this open bit here, it still works as a card wallet. Man, that's typical. Just about to set off, and it started raining. Well, it is a bit later in the evening. I went to the opticians. I actually took Gemma's dad as well because he needed an eye test too. For me, all fine. Gemma's dad, we worried he'd had a detached retina, so we basically had to take him straight to the hospital to get that checked out. The symptoms of that generally are darkness over one eye, flashing lights, anything like that. Go and get it checked out. You could potentially lose your vision. Obviously quite serious. He's gone to the hospital. They think it's actually something to do with his treatment that he's on at the minute now. His retina looks to be intact, which is good news. So Gemma's with him, and we will hopefully be able to collect him soon. So that's why the vlog's a little bit broken up again tonight. But when she comes home, I'll get tea on. I don't know whether we'll film much tonight, but we'll probably let you know what tea was like tomorrow if we don't. Kitty cats here are waiting for the mum to come home, look. And there's the other one. And Pixie's just Pixie. Oh, there, here, look at this. We got the set, look. Here's little Pixaboo. Well, quick update. Gemma's now home. Gemma's dad's home at his house as well. All good there. We're not going to do the steak tonight because it's like 9 o'clock now. So in fact it's 10 to 10, cowboy time. So we're just going to have some chicken and chips, some sort of fried bits that we got from the Taylor's Farm Shop today. And we're going to leave it there and probably pick up tomorrow morning when we've both had a good rest. So we'll see you then. Good morning, Gemma.
Good morning.
Oh, do you know what I've not said for a while? Gemmas! You alright, honey?
Mm-hmm.
It's Mother's Day, isn't it?
It is.
So I've gone from not filming much last night to not filming much today because we're going to go and see parents.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go and drop off some flowers for my mum and your mum.
Yeah. Got to go pick the flowers up.
We've got to go and pick the flowers up first, yeah. And then we'll catch up later because we've got a nice roast dinner to have, haven't we?
Yeah.
Not sure when we're going to put that on.
Doesn't take long, that. And we can do air fried potatoes.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's what I'd intended to do.
yeah.
In the meantime, he's just sleeping the day. Typical cat. So we'll catch up in a bit. Mm-hmm. These are the flowers that we got for me mum, for the mums. That's for Gemma's mum. And those are for mine. We are back from seeing family. It was a lovely afternoon. It's lovely and sunny outside as well now. I've just been out and refilled the bird fountain, the bird bath. Well, kind of refilled in anyway. I'm just looking at it now. I'm just going to put the lamb mini roast on. Looks very nice. We're going to have a roast dinner for dinner. I was hoping to do some gardening this afternoon, but it's a little bit chilly out there. And when I've just realised there's a can blown onto the lawn, I'll have to go and sort that as well. Gem! Oh, you've already got yours. Enjoy, honey. Look good. Not a bad deal, that is it? A bit of colour on there as well. Also watching Mogwai live at the Six Music Festival. It's pretty good. I like the brass section that they brought for this gig. They don't normally do that. Well, we've moved on to watching Steve Marsh exploring Greenland. Nuke in Greenland. You enjoy your dinner?
It was lovely.
It was very good, wasn't it?
No, the roast free.
I know, I don't know about you. I need to lie down now. My belly's full.
I what do you like?
Yeah. We've just come out because there's an ISS pass about to fly over. And the bats are out.
Mm,
You see them?
I did.
There we go. Darting about. I haven't got the bat detector, but yeah, there's two of them. Spring is in the air. Oh, right over my head then. Gemma's got the bat detector now. I think there's at least 3 knocking about actually.
I've seen 2. Oh, I never saw 3.
Yeah. Still can't see the ISS pass, but I can see some nice stars up there. Might be a little too bright for the pass. And Pixie's been a good girl, so she's getting a favourite treat.
Anyways, it looks good. I think this is something
All over your nose.
kind of like a Korean corn dog, but it's straight up cheese. It's just cheese deep fried, and I think these are the potatoes on the outside. It's really good.
These are like little yogurt lick things that she really likes.
The sauce was different. It's like a
Gemma's getting the steak dinner she was supposed to have on Saturday. Enjoy, honey. I actually put some green on it, so it's not a plate of black. It's not mushy peas, no. It's not a plate of beige this time either. Enjoy, sweetie.
Thank you.
I'll show you this. It's Tuesday, by the way. I'm just doing some work, but a parcel's just turned up. It's Gemma's brother's 40th birthday coming up. So I happened to notice that Sarah from Bags for Dice, who we've chatted to in the past on a Florida trip, and I bought some dice from them in the past as well. We still keep in touch. She was doing a Kickstarter for some new Nordic themed dice bags and dice and stuff, so I thought that sounds like perfect for Mike because he loves like Nordic themed stuff and likes to drink a mead and things like that. Anyway, it turned up today. It looks really good. How cool is this? All handmade by a small business. Not a promoted video, this, by the way. printed on both sides there. You could pick a design as part of the Kickstarter. I went for this one. I quite liked this one. I also asked for a bonus bag, the level I went for was a bonus bag of random picked dice, which came in its own little bag as well, which I thought was cool. So you get the bonus little baggie for the dice here, which I can't get open one-handed typically. But the dice are very funky as well, so they fit the theme, I think, quite nicely. There we go. Now, I don't actually know if Matt plays D&D or anything like this, but it's always handy to have a bag of dice lying around. I don't actually play D&D. But I still have the dice because I think they're cool. These ones are better than mine. Do you think I can swap and I'll not notice? Gemma's home. And yeah, so we never really eat from burger bars or anything like that, from like fast food places that do burgers. So I don't think we've had a McDonald's for like
15 years.
20 for me probably. Burger King, okay, maybe I've had a Burger King now and then. But recently, Wendy's opened up in Liverpool. So we give it a try and demonstrate in with a drink. What is that?
Frosty Gino.
And I've got the chocolate milkshake that they do, which is apparently one of the specialities. So we'll give that a try in a minute.
Yeah, it's chocolate frosty. Mine's got coffee in.
Yeah,
Mine's
so
like
it's perfect for you, that, isn't it?
With vanilla frosty in, and you've got just like the ice cream type milkshake thing.
And food-wise, look at it. We're a bit posh, eating it off plates.
Chicken, avocado.
Yeah, and I've got the barbecue. I can't even remember what it was called, but the barbecue burger, triple.
Yeah, it looks like a big burger.
Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. Wasn't cheap.
No.
I think we mentioned the other week that ordering this, and we weren't sure, but we hadn't planned anything for tea tonight, so we thought, what the heck, we'll give it a try, and we'll turn it into a vlog so we can earn like 76 pence in ad revenue back if we're lucky.
It's gonna be a sloppy one.
Is it? Well, that sounds about right.
Avocado
Oh, that's like your favourite thing is avocado chicken, isn't
yeah.
it? And that's my triple burger, which is 3 square patties, cheese, onions, barbecue sauce. I told them to take off the mayo. I don't really like mayo. Give it a try and see what you think. Gemma's in first. Also, while I'm filming Gemma eat a burger, the cat's having a poo in his tray behind us.
So we're gonna stop on the bottom.
Is that nice? Good?
Mine's with Cosmic Rays.
All right.
I always like their chicken burger.
Yeah.
Got a bit of spice to it. Not overly spicy, but nice bit of heat. So the avocado cools it down.
Well, enjoy, honey. I went to pick up the camera then. He's finished his business. I think it were a number 1. But I went to pick up the camera and he's back in the blooming tray digging it up. He's practically in the basement. Anyway, I'm going to give this burger a try. Oh no, I think the other one's going in there. Like, it was a number 2. I'm going to give this burger a try. It's not bad. Better than... What was the one?
Don't know.
The Canadian one.
Oh, Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. That was awful, that one. This one's pretty decent.
I mean, the thick patties.
No, the thick patties, and they're not a patch on the burgers you made. It's going to be very filling, I think, because of the stodginess. Oh, we're just watching Emma and John while we ate our burgers. What do you reckon, then?
It was good. It was expensive.
Yeah.
But it was nice.
Yeah, mine was good, actually. The first mouthful of that burger, I wasn't too sure that it was going to be like much better than sort of McDonald's style burgers, but actually it was quite a meaty burger with a lot of nice seasoning on it. I would probably say that the triple's too much though, because it was just a wall of meat, and I think I could probably in future I'd get something with a bit of lettuce and stuff on it.
The chicken was on par, I'd say, with a spicy KFC chicken. A little bit thinner than a KFC chicken, but it was better than it's that long since I was at McDonald's, but I used to get the McChicken sandwich. It was better than a chicken sandwich, but not as good as the chicken premier. I used to like the chicken premier from McDonald's. And the Frosty is lovely, so it's like an iced coffee but mixed with milkshake. Yeah,
I haven't even tried my milkshake yet. I'll have to give that a try now.
The coffee is like, let's say, Starbucks quality.
Oh, good. Well, that's not saying much, but all good. Right, it is Wednesday now. I've just dropped Gemma off at work and I've got to start working in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to call it there for the weekly vlog. It went on a little bit longer than normal because we had that Wendy's meal last night. We were chatting about that, and ultimately I don't think we'd order from them again because the expense is quite high. If we were in the area and there was somewhere we were calling in, we'd probably buy from them, because for the price we could have got something from the decent place that does all the Turkish grilled meat that we get, or the chicken place that we like as well. So, and I think that's better value for money. But yeah, it was nice to try it. She wants to try Taco Bell next. Not sure about that. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've watched to this point and you like what you see, if you're new to the channel, subscribe button's down below. Next weekend is going to be, I don't know if I've already said this, but next weekend is going to be a decent amount of time, hopefully, to vlog, because Gemma's off all weekend, and on Thursday, tomorrow, we're going to go to Chester Zoo and we're going to do the preview of the new Africa section of the zoo. Very exciting. It's a members preview. Hopefully we'll be able to film there. There'll be nothing restricting us. You never know. But look out for that video as well. But for now, thanks for watching. Look after each other, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Oh, and I reprinted the wallet holder. Slight adjustment on it there. I love this colour though. It's funky, isn't it? It's not supposed to be stripy like that, but it turned out that way, so I'm quite happy with it.